from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity. News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity. News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Wednesday, 3rd of May 2023 and it's equivalent to 13th of Sha'aban 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines: Buhari excludes Finance Ministry from TSA. PLATEAU improves internally generated revenue, raises 7 billion in 3 months. I have no regrets announcing Binani as governor-elect. Suspended Adamawa Reg. And on the foreign scene, Sudan warring parties agreed to 7-day truce from May 4, South Sudan government. And in sports, Arsenal back on top of Premier League after beating Chelsea. And those were the headlines. And for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayet Sani Ibrahim. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday in Abuja approved the partial exclusion of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated from the Treasury single account. Buhari also granted the request of the board of MOFI to charge management and transaction fees and the inclusion of the Minister of Power in the Governing Council. The president, who conveyed the approval at the first Governing Council meeting of MOFI, recalled that the new MOFI was launched on February 1, 2023 to transform it from a registry of investment records to a world-class asset and investment management company. As a government-owned investment company, the president stressed that MOFI must be supported to exercise its responsibilities of achieving strong returns on investments while also contributing to broader economic development of the country. The presidential election petition court has fixed Monday for the hearing of the petitions challenging the declaration of the All Progressives Congress standard-bearer Bola Tinubu as a president-elect. With this development, the expected legal battle by candidates disputing the outcome of the 2023 presidential poll will commence from May 8. The National Legal Advisor of the All Progressives Congress, Ahmed El Mahrouz, confirmed the date to newsmen on Tuesday. He said the APC legal team have been briefed and was ready to defend the party's mandate. Also, a member of Tinubu's legal team, Tayo Oyetibo-san, also said the hearing had been scheduled to commence next week. The continued efforts by Executive Chairman Plateau State Internal Revenue Service PSIRS, Mr. Arlad Dashi Desot, to improve the state internally generated revenue has again yielded unprecedented results, as the service has between January and March this year 2023 raised 7 billion naira. This is an improvement as the service generated a total of 16 billion naira for the year 2022. According to Mr. Desot, during a press briefing on Tuesday at a service conference hall in Jos, the Plateau State capital.
We have been on a rocket flight. From 2021, we have 20 billion, and in 2022, we have about 16 billion. There's a drop of about 4 billion. And in 2023, up to March, we're already on 7 billion. And so that could be a justification for even not meeting up the targets in 2022.
The executive chairman attributed the success to various tax reforms which he initiated, which include ease of payment of tax through technology, training and retraining of staff, tax education, among others. Mr. Desot, while expressing optimism that more avenue will be explored to get additional revenue for the state in the remaining months, said the service will enhance staff, welfareism and taxpayers' service so as to meet up and even surpass this year target of 26 billion naira.
To pay tax to us, or we go out to meet them, we put in best ways to ensure that they pay with ease with the technology.
The executive chairman also encouraged taxpayers to always pay their taxes to enable government continue providing them with infrastructures and social amenities, as reported by our correspondent, Shirin Matasa. The suspended resident electoral commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Adamawa State, Hudu Yunusa Ari, who was arrested yesterday, has said he never regretted announcing Aisha Binani Dahiru of the All Progressives Congress as the winner of the 2023 governorship election in the state. Speaking in an interview with newsmen on Tuesday, Ari maintained that he acted in accordance with relevant laws in declaring the APC candidate as the governor-elect of the state before the declaration was overturned by the national headquarters of the electoral body in Abuja. The embattled Rek, who was arrested by the police yesterday, sparked controversy after he announced Binani as the winner of the supplementary election in Adamawa State on April 15, 2023, while collation of result was still ongoing. But the electoral body subsequently concluded the election and announced the incumbent governor Ahmadu Fintiri of the People's Democratic Party as the authentic winner of the drama field poll. A road crash yesterday claimed the lives of 3 Anglican Church clergymen at Ekiti Oke Diocese of Otunru Iti, Ekiti Road in Moba local government area of Ekiti State. It was gathered that the deceased clerics were traveling from Ipere Ekiti to Iro Ekiti when their bus somersaulted and they died instantly. 5 other clerics who sustained injuries were taken to the Federal Teaching Hospital, Ido Ekiti, while corpses of the 3 clergymen were deposited in their hospital morgue. It was gathered that one of the deceased, Reverend Felix Okeowo, who was transferred from St. Peter's Anglican Church, Ipere Ekiti, was on his way to assume duty in his new station in Iru Ekiti when the incident occurred. The other 2 clerics were Reverend Arije of St. James Anglican Church, Eda Oniyo Ekiti, and Reverend Omotoso of St. Mary's Anglican Church, Iwu Ekiti. Also, a relative of late Reverend Okeowo, simply identified as Mrs. Cecilia, was said to have died in the crash. Amid ongoing conflict in Sudan, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission NIDCOM says the Nigerian embassy in Egypt has successfully moved evacuees from the Sudanese side to the Egyptian side of the Akel border. The commission on Tuesday evening stated further that the students were being prepared for their departure to Abuja through the Aswan airport in Egypt. Newsmen reported that as of 10:15 p.m., Air Peace and the Nigerian Air Force NAV plane destroyed 2 airlift evacuees were waiting to convey the students to Abuja after necessary documentation. According to the commission, priority is being given to female students in orderly movement of the 449 students across the border. The chairman of the commission, Abike Dabri Erewa, whose request letter of nomination for a second term by President Muhammad Buhari was read at plenary by the Senate President Ahmad Law at plenary yesterday, said a first batch was expected to arrive in a couple of hours. She added that the team of Abu Simbel will be evacuating the Wadi Haifa group on Wednesday morning, and those at the Port Sudan border, the 3rd group, will be evacuated last because they had just arrived today, Tuesday. Aranda Overseas, a company belonging to Seyi Tinubu, purchased a London mansion which the Nigerian government had tried to seize as property brought with the proceeds of crime, Bloomberg has reported. Seyi, who is the son of the President-elect Bola Tinubu, bought the property for $10.8 million through the company in which he has majority shares in 2017. According to the report, the property previously belonged to Mr. Kolawole Akani Oluku, whom the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari has accused of billions of naira worth of fraud and of buying the mansion with embezzled funds. Bloomberg, which based its report on previously unreported company documents, however, said there was no suggestion that President-elect Tinubu was involved in the acquisition of the property. Both Tinubu's spokesman and Seyi did not respond to inquiries, phone calls, and text message by Bloomberg. The Economic Community of West African State ECOWAS Parliament has appealed for leniency in the United States sentencing of former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu and his wife Beatrice on Friday. After a 6-week organ trafficking trial at the Old Bailey, the couple and their doctor Obina Obeta on March 23 were found guilty of facilitating the travel of a young man to Britain on behalf of Ekwuremadu's sick daughter, Sonia, with a view to his exploitation. The Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Right Honorable Dr. Sidi Mohammed Tunis, in a letter dated April 6, 2023, addressed to the Chief Clerk of the Central Criminal Court, Old Bailey, London, asked the court to temper justice with mercy, listing several of the achievements of embattled former Deputy Speaker in the ECOWAS Parliament. Tunis decried his long absence since June 2022, saying it would be dreadful if he faces a long prison sentence. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested 18 suspected internet fraudsters in different locations within Enugu on Monday. The commission disclosed this in a statement shared on its Twitter handle on Tuesday. 20 mobile phones and 2 laptops were recovered from the suspects. It was gathered that the commission also arrested 19 students of Akwai State University for internet-related offences. The commission disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday on its website, noting that the suspects were apprehended on Friday, April 28, 2023. The commission added that the undergraduate students were arrested at their private hotels, Obong Abasi Lodge and Mfong Obong Lodge, located at the Ikot Apadem in Mpat, Enim local government area of Akwa Ibom State. And on the foreign scene, the warring parties in Sudan have agreed to a 7-day truce starting May 4 in a phone conversation with South Sudan's President Salva Kiir. The Foreign Ministry in Juba said Tuesday, raising hopes of an end to weeks of bloodshed. The ministry in a statement yesterday said Sudan's Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and his deputy-turned-driver Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, who commands the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, have agreed in principle for a 7-day truce from May 4th to 11th. Hundreds of people have been killed and thousands wounded in the fighting as airstrikes and artillery exchanges have pounded swathes of Greater Khartoum, sparking the exodus of thousands of Sudanese to neighboring countries. The two sides have also agreed to name their representatives to peace talks to be held at any venue of their choice. The statement from Juba said Kiir was speaking to Burhan and Daglo as part of an initiative by the East African Regional Bloc IGAD, Intergovernmental Authorities on Development, which have been pushing for an end to the fighting, echoing calls by the African Union and the international community. Multiple truces agreed since fighting began on April 15 have been repeatedly violated, including one previously announced by South Sudan early in the fighting, which saw renewed airstrikes on Tuesday. And in sport, Martin Odegaard fired Arsenal back to the top of the Premier League as the Norway midfielder's double inspired a 3-1 win against woeful Chelsea on Tuesday. Odegaard's brace was followed by a Gabriel Jesus strike as the hosts raced into a 3-goal before half-time at the Emirates Stadium. Noni Madueke's second half goal was no consolation for Chelsea's wretched performance. Arsenal are now 2 points clear of second-place City, and while Pep Guardiola men remain favourites to win the title, the North Londoners have at least applied a little pressure on the champions. City will go back into first place if they beat West Ham at home on Tuesday in the first of their 2 games in hand on Arsenal. In Spain, however, Real Madrid fell to a 2-0 defeat at Real Sociedad on Tuesday, leaving the champions 14 points behind La Liga leaders Barcelona with 5 games remaining. Former Madrid winger Takefusa Kuba and Ander Barrenetxea netted for the hosts, who tightened their grip on fourth spot and Champions League qualification. Madrid defender Dani Carvajal was sent off after an hour for a second yellow card to make matters worse for Los Blancos. Barcelona beat Osasuna 1-0 earlier Tuesday to expand the gap on Madrid, and Carlo Ancelotti's side could not respond. And with the sport news, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. You can also watch us on the satellite decoder Buttersat, which has been watched in about 8 countries of the world free. You can also watch us and stream us live on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayet Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs. Do have yourself a lovely day.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one you...
Unity.